Speculation about Switch 2 running rampant, and actually a possible design leak the other day came out. I don't know if everyone saw it. I'll throw up a picture here. The possibility of the console being officially unveiled soon. Today I'd like to talk about my wish list for the launch title games coming alongside the Switch 2, or whatever they end up calling it. The strongest way to have a great launch for a console, let's be real, is a strong library. And to go with that, I want to dive into my first pick here, which is going to be a new 3D Mario. So Jay and I actually just talked about this recently, things that we would like in a Mario Odyssey 2-esque game and what we'd like to see in it. So if you're interested in that, please check it out. I'll put a link right here. But Mario hasn't had a 3D open world game since Odyssey in 2017, which honestly feels unreal that it's been out that long. Excluding Bowser's Fury, which came out alongside the 3D World port, which was phenomenal, by the way. Bowser's Fury was way above my expectations from when I picked that game up. But it's time for the plumber to get his boots on, and with the Switch 2 launching, there's no better time. I'm craving a new Mario game, especially Mario Odyssey-esque. Even Bowser's Fury, I love the platforming in Bowser's Fury. It was phenomenal. Just Mario felt so clean to move, but Odyssey was just my favorite. I really hope it is a direct sequel to Odyssey that we see. They couldn't go wrong is making Mario Odyssey 2 their Breath of the Wild title, you know, the big thing to go along with the new Switch console. Moving into something, these are more things I'd like to see early on in the lifespan of the Switch 2. I would say within about 6 months or so of the lifespan of the new console, but I would really like to see a new Pokemon game. They need to overhaul the whole system with this new console. The horror show that was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Game Freak and Nintendo need to get it together. They need to bounce back strong with a new generation of Pokemon. I believe they should do a whole new generation. Don't try to remake anything, or don't try to port any older games after the fumble of a port that was Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. Those games were god-awful. But they need to earn back the trust in me. They need to earn back the trust of a lot of other fans, Pokemon fans, casual fans. Pokemon Sword and Shield were okay on the Switch. That's all they were for me. They were okay. It's not like older generations where I feel like there's a lot of stuff to do post-game. The post-game and recent Pokemon games have been very weak, you know, and like Diamond and Pearl and stuff, you could go and catch legendaries. There's always, in Black and White 2, there was some type of like battle tower thing, I think, which I ended up putting a lot of time into, especially I remember very fondly during Hurricane Sandy or something. We had no power, so we were at a family friend's house, and I probably sunk, I want to say, like, probably 60 hours into Pokemon. I think I had Black 2 during that time, and it was incredible. I had so much fun with that. But that's off topic. A new Pokemon game, I would love to see. Just go back to the roots a little bit. I'm completely okay with them doing a 3D open world-esque Pokemon game like they've been doing with Scarlet and Violet. Not that Scarlet and Violet were bad games, it's just they ran terribly. They were not made for the Switch. I cannot believe that they thought it was okay to release it in that state. And as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think there's really been too many optimizations to increase the frame rate overall, because I've gone back to it here and there, and it still seems to be very choppy, very just not stellar looking. I think a new generation of Pokemon is what the Pokemon series needs right now, and they need to really, you know, nail it home, because I think a lot of people are starting to get fed up with it. Legends of Arceus, it was a good game. It gave people what they wanted. I haven't played it. I've seen people play it. I think it looks good. I just probably am not going to go out of my way, especially now towards the end of the Switch's lifespan, to play it. Definitely maybe in the future with Pokemon ZA coming out later. But Nintendo, they need to get it together, especially with Game Freak. Just go back to the roots. You know how to make a good game. Just go ahead and do it. Stop trying to deliver sloppy products. Now, this is a bit optimistic. I would love to see a complete Wii Sports type of game in the Wii Sports style. So in Switch Sports, that was released. A lot of people weren't crazy about it, myself included. It's not that it was bad or anything, it just lacked a lot of charm that Wii Sports had. I know that Wii Sports isn't this like crazy, groundbreaking game, but Wii Sports, everyone has gotten a taste of that in their life. They know how good it is. It's so easy to pick up and play for everyone. It's fun to just customize a Mii. You look super goofy, you look like yourself, yada yada. You make your Mii, you put it in, you're playing baseball, the controls were good, they were responsive. Switch Sports, some of the games overall it works pretty well. I find that in the sword play game, I forget what it's actually called in Switch Sports. I feel that the controls do get a little janky sometimes. I know they have options that you can recenter the, Joy-Con and everything. I just feel like a lot of times it just ends up not working out. And a lot of the hit detection in the sword game is weird too. I think you have to strike opposite of which way they're deflecting to get a hit on when they're, blocking. And it just seems like it wasn't that good. Like a lot of the hit detection was weird, but was actually counting as hits. Maybe I'm just bad at the game. That's definitely a possibility. With the Wii Sports remaster, as I would like it to be, I would like it to be in Woohoo Island again, or Woohoo Island with an addition, or just expand on Woohoo Island more. Woohoo Island always felt like such a cool place to explore, especially in Resort, where you were able to fly around and just kind of check out the entire island. I thought it was a fantastic game. I think everyone thinks Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts were fantastic games. Use Switch Sports graphics, like that graphic style was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just it lacked charm. I'm not sure what they're called, the Mii type characters that they used in Switch Sports. There was nothing wrong with them. They look fine. They lack the character of the Miis. Focus more on single player. For me, Wii Sports types of games, I'm definitely glad that in Switch Sports they had online play. That was awesome. But to me, Wii Sports and, Switch Sports and stuff is meant to be, you're hanging out with some friends, you're hanging out with your family, blah, blah, blah. You're playing that game. That's something you can just pick up and play. It's very easy to kind of understand it, grasp the controls and everything. That's what I think Switch Sports, Wii Sports should be, especially this sequel. Just go back to the roots where your grandma never picked up a controller before, your girlfriend never picked up a controller before. They can just pick it up, play it, and it's super easy to understand. It's super fun. It's engaging. I felt like some of that was lost in Switch Sports. Again, not that Switch Sports is a bad game. It just lacked a lot of charm, a lot of personality that I felt the previous titles had going for them. Bundling that game in for the Switch 2, I think would be a fantastic idea. Nintendo knows how popular that Wii Sports is, and they would probably stray away from that as being like a bundle kind of thing like they did in the Wii. Again, I understand that with the Wii, originally Wii Sports was included to kind of show off the capabilities of the motion controls and everything. And it was more of like a polished tech demo almost. Nintendo knows, everyone knows they can get away not doing it, charging it most likely full price, let's be real. Nintendo's very stingy. I'd be guilty too. I'd be buying that day one if they did some sort of Wii Sport type of remaster. Fantastic game. I really hope that they bring something like that early on to the Switch's lifespan versus where we got Switch Sports relatively, not later, but we got it decently later into the Switch's lifespan, which was a bit odd. I felt like that was something they would kind of throw out earlier. The only type of games I could really think of off the top of my head that are similar be like Switch 1-2 that came out, and then I think they did Everybody Switch 1-2 or something. I heard was even worse. I've heard that Switch 1-2 is like you pick it up, you play it, it's cool like 1 or 2 times, and then you've seen everything you have to see. I want Wii Sports. I want that infinite replayability, that infinite replay value. Everything's polished. Everything looks good. The sports are fun and easy to understand. Having that early on in the console's lifespan, I think would do wonders. Nintendo, do it. My last big hitter that I would really like to see as maybe, a day one title for the Switch 2 or early on again into the Switch 2's lifespan would have to be Mario Kart 9. I hope Switch 2 has backwards compatibility for Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 9 as a launch title for Nintendo's Switch 2 would be huge. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling game on the Switch. Good reason for that. I think that it is bundled in with a lot of the Switch bundles, but a lot of people are buying it. I know that was one of the first games I bought when I got my Switch. It's a phenomenally crafted game. After all the DLCs were released too, it's just so much content, and they did a great job. The game spanned the entirety of the Switch's lifespan, which is insane to think about. Just because it was getting new content, I feel like not a lot of people were thinking about that, including myself. But technically, Mario Kart 8 is a Wii U game, and it's been out over a decade, technically. And with a new console around the corner, I think everyone's ready for Mario Kart 9. It's time to breathe some fresh air into the series. I'd love to see some new playable characters, some fresh tracks, and this as a launch title for the Switch 2 is just a no-brainer. You can't go wrong with a Mario Kart. It's almost like dropping a Mario Party. It doesn't matter how bad it is, it's going to sell well. It's going to do good. Talking about you, Super Mario Party. But again, just to reiterate, I think everyone's ready for a new Mario Kart. I am. 8 was fantastic. It did its job on the Switch, but I think it's time for a new installment in the series. I know it's going to be hard to top it again, but it's Nintendo. I know they can do it, and I'm ready for the next game. Games that are coming up that are around the corner, but farther back into 2025, games like Metro Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA are definitely they are confirmed to be coming to Switch. But I wouldn't be surprised if they get a Switch and then a Switch 2 version as well, which I think would be welcome additions to the library early on in the console's lifespan especially. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. It just gives you more incentive to buy it. I know some people like, why buy it if you have a Switch already? I think it's just, more things to play on your new console. I don't see why they wouldn't go ahead and just do a dual release, one for Switch and one for Switch 2. But to wrap it up, I know 3 major franchises and a remaster of Wii Sports or a Wii Sports-esque game be a lot to ask for on launch. But if they can get these games onto the platform within the first 4 to 6 months of the console's lifespan, it's a no-brainer. It gives you reason to pick up the console. Nintendo needs reason to pick up the console. Everyone has a Switch. They need to show why this is the best thing. These are the games. We have the support. That's all I have for it. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next Nintendo Direct for possible game releases. I know we're probably not going to get too much content as we are nearing the end of the Switch's lifespan. I'd like to see maybe one more big announcement game-wise, whether it's for the Switch 2 or the Switch. I'm going to miss the Switch. I just wanted to talk about some things that I think would be very beneficial to launch alongside the Switch 2. Thank you guys for watching, and stay hard-boiled.